Good afternoon, dear students and those who are watching this virtual class. We have studied our second chapter and we have studied yesterday some of the important topic in this chapter yesterday itself. So, today we are continuing the same chapter with a different topic. Although what we have studied yesterday, do you remember what we have studied yesterday? That is the force, isn't it? The force we have studied, that is the pulling or pushing, or it is an external agency that tends the body to be in the state of rest or motions or change its directions. We have studied that one. Again, the another we have studied about the history of the force. I am not going through this topic again. If you want to see that, you have to see the previous class video, and the other one that we have studied about the types of force, balanced and unbalanced force, what the balanced force means and what the unbalanced force means. Again, we have studied about the contact and non-contact force. Can you see the example of contact and non-contact force? Yes, that is contact force. We can say that frictional force, or the means tension and pullings or the other things, and non-contact force, that is the magnetic force, electrostatic force, gravitational force, etc. So, till there we have studied, and we come to a touch to the topic, that is the define the rest and the motion. So, what we define rest? Simply we can say that rest is if the object does not change its positions with respect to the others. With respect to others, then it is called as rest. For example, this is an object A and this is an object B. If it is remain at the same place, then it does not means it is in rest. If it move a bit little away or the much distance from A, then it will say that it is in motion, not in rest. So, rest means what? We define a body is said to be rest if it does not change its positions with respect to its surrounding. So, another one we have studied about the motion. So, what is motion then? In rest, what we said, does not change its positions with its respect to its surrounding. Then motion means what? It changes its positions with respect to its surrounding. That means a fixed point with time. So, motion we define as the movements of the object in relations to its surrounding. So, we define as a body is said to be in motion if it changes its positions with respect to its surrounding or a fixed point with time. Okay? That is called as the what? Yes, that is the motion. Now, come to the next topic. We have studied about the force. Yes, that is the main first topic of this chapter. Force. Now, what is the advantage of force? There are several advantages. While giving the example of contact and uncontact force, I said lots of the advantage of these forces. Although we will summarize that one into a 4 point. The first one is that it can change the positions of the object or the body. How it changes the position? If a force is applied. If a force is applied while beating a cricketer beat the ball with a bat, then what happens? It changes the positions. Or another one, it can increase or decrease the velocity of the moving body. The second point or the advantage is that force can increase the velocity or accelerate or decrease the velocity. Okay? That if we apply a large force, then what happen? It increase the velocity. So, I think most of the students are loving playing cricket and volleyball. or the football. So, while kicking down, what you feel that when you means bit harder, then what happen, the ball will go fast. When you nick it only, then it will remain at the same place. That means it can help to increase or decrease the velocity. Then the next one, it can change the directions of the object or the moving object. It can change the directions of the moving object. That is, so while you watch the cricket, then you will find that the straight ball come, they will swept here and there. They move the ball here and there. How? By applying a force with a cricket bat. Then the next one is that is, it can change the shape and size of the object. The force can change the shape and size of the object. We can take a balloon, fill up with air inside the balloon, then if we force it down, what happen? The dimensions, the structures of the balloon will be collapsed. Or you can take a plastic bottles and press it, what happen? It will collapse. So, it means that it is changing its shape. There are lots of the example, so I am not going through the example of it. So, what are the different advantage of means force? What we have studied just now, that is, the first one is it can change the positions of the object. Yes, good. It can change the positions of the object. Another one is what? It can change the speed of the object or the velocity, that is, increase or decrease the velocity of the object. Second one. Third one is what? It can change the directions of the object. You catch it of that one. And it can change the shape and size of the object. So, these are the 4 advantages of the force. Now, comes to the next one is the what is the unit of force. So, in derived units we have already written force means what? Force equals to F equals to m into A. So, what is m? M is the mass of the object. Mass of the object, and A is acceleration produced in object. Okay. A is acceleration produced in object, F is mass of the object. So, when we multiply, m is written in, mass is written in, yes, in fundamental unit we have studied, that is in kilogram, good, and accelerations is measured in, yes, that is in meter per second square, yes, meter per second square. So, the MKS system of measurement of force is SI unit, I can say that SI unit, kilogram kilogram into meter upon per second square, that is called as the Newton. So, now what is the SI systems of the force? We can say that is a Newton, that is the Newton. Newton is the SI systems of what? That is force. So, there may be the questions, what would be the CGS systems of system of force? So, if we ask the CGS system of force, CGS we have already studied centimeter, gram and second. CGS system if we see, then kg will be in what? That is will be in gram. Then meter will be in, yes, that will be in centimeter, and second will be in second. So, the CGS systems of force is gram into centimeter upon second square. That's we call as the dyne. That is called as dyne, D-Y-N-E. So 1 gram into centimeter into second square equals to 1 dyne. Okay. Then what will be the 1 Newton? What will be the 1 Newton? 1 Newton equals to 10 to the power 5 dyne. Okay, this you remember, it may ask in your exam. So 1 Newton, and how we can write that easily we can derive it. So the derivations of I will not show here because it will take time. Okay. So that is 1 Newton equals to 10 to the power 5 dyne. So till here you are clear? Till here are you clear? Yes. So you are clear on this topic. So once again, rest is the what? That is, a body is said to be rest where it does not change what? It does not change its positions with respect to its surrounding. And motion, what we have studied? A body is said to be in motion when it changes its positions with respect to its surrounding, with respect to its surrounding, or a fixed point with respect to its surrounding, or a fixed point with time. Okay. Then we have studied, that is advantage of force. So what are the advantage of force we have studied? That is, the first one is the change the positions of the body. So it can change the positions of the body. Second one, what we have studied, it can change, that is increase or decrease the velocity of moving object. It can change or increase or decrease the velocity of the moving object. Third one is it can change the directions of the moving object or moving object. Then the next one is that what? It can change the shape or size of the object. Then we have studied the unit of force, SI system, it is in Newton. It is in Newton. And what is the CGS system? That is in dyne. So how much 1 Newton equals to? Yes, how much 1 Newton equals to? 1 Newton equals to 10 to the power 5 dyne. So till here you are clear. So I am going to the other topic. Next one is the vector and scalar. So have you heard the word vector and scalar? I think so you have heard this word, vector and scalar quantity. So vector and scalar quantity. So what is vector and what is scalar? Vector quantity, simply we can give that one. That is, vector means md, scalar is m. So you may think that what is m and what is md? When I say vector quantity, and when scalar quantity, you may think that what I am written, that is md and m. So vector quantity are those quantity which has both magnitude and direction or directions. Okay, those quantity which has both magnitude and direction is called as what? That is the vector quantity. Magnitude and direction is called as vector quantity. Good. So magnitude and direction. Now what is magnitude then? Magnitude भनेको के हो त? Magnitude भनेको what? That may be the 20 kilometer, for example. There is no directions one way. यसले कुनै डाइरेक्सन बताऊ. म्याग्निट्युड भनेको के हो त भन्दाखेरि that is the quantity only. एउटा डाइरेक्सन नबताइकिन कुनै पनि. र यसमा के हुन्छ? m भनेको magnitude only. Magnitude only. Hey, magnitude only. So now what is the means vector quantity and what is scalar quantity? So vector quantity are those quantity which has both magnitude and directions, and scalar quantity are those which has only magnitude. I will tell you a simple example. You are going from Butol to Kathmandu. Suppose you are going from Butol to Kathmandu. So there are two ways you can visit there. There are two ways that you can visit there. How? One, you can take a route from Narayanghat to Kathmandu. Okay. Another one, you can take a route from Pokhara, from Senja to Pokhara and again to Kathmandu. From Pokhara to Kathmandu. So what happened? It has, if we say that it takes us 11 hours to travel to Kathmandu. If we say that it takes 11 hours to travel to Kathmandu, then can it define from where you have been there? Can it define? No. No, it cannot define that from where. You have taken the route from Narayanghat or you have taken the route from Pokhara. So it does not explain anything. So that is only the magnitude. जसले कहाँबाट गएको अथवा भन्ने कुरा बताउँदैन तो के हो त म्याग्निट्युड. मैले एउटा सिम्पल एक्जाम्पल मात्र दिएको. उसले के त 11 घण्टा लायो भन्यो तर पोखराबाट गयो कि काठमाडौँबाट गयो भन्ने कुरा बताउँदैन भने त्यो के हो त म्याग्निट्युड मात्र भयो. यसमा के त भन्दा मलाई 11 घण्टा लाग्यो नारायणघाट हुँदै गए म भन्यो भने त्यति बेला के भयो? That will be the vector quantity. अथवा त्यो के भयो त डाइरेक्सन र म्याग्निट्युड दुईटै भयो. ओके. किलोमिटर यति किलोमिटर उति किलोमिटर अथवा फर एक्जाम्पल. So I think you are somewhat clear about the vector and the scalar quantity concept. Now comes to the next one is the distance and displacement. Displacement. Okay. Distance and displacement. So what is displacement and what is distance? We say that we cover 20 kilometer distance. Okay. Then what it does means distance means what? We simply say that distance is scalar quantity and displacement is vector quantity. के भन्ने हो? डिस्टेन्स भनेको हामीले के भन्ने हो? That is the scalar quantity and displacement is the vector quantity. अब हामीले माथि के भन्ने थियो? हामीले के भन्ने थियो स्केलर क्वान्टिटीमा? स्केलर क्वान्टिटीमा म्याग्निट्युड मात्र हुन्छ, डिरेक्सन्स हुँदैन, डाइरेक्सन्स हुँदैन. That means distance does not show any direction. Okay? Distance ले के त हामीलाई डाइरेक्सन बताउँदैन. मैले के त फर एक्जाम्पल बुटोलबाट काठमाडौँ जाँदाखेरि 400 किलोमिटर हिँडे भन्यो. 400 किलोमिटर. बुटोलदेखि के त काठमाडौँ 400 किलोमिटर छ त छैन. तर ऊ कहाँ गएर आयो भन्ने कुरा बताएन. त्यो के भयो? डिस्टेन्स भयो. एन्ड डिस्प्लेसमेन्ट मिन्स वाट? द्याट इज द भ्याक्टर क्वान्टिटी. भ्याक्टर क्वान्टिटीले के बताउँछ? भ्याक्टर क्वान्टिटीले बोथ म्याग्निट्युड र डाइरेक्सन बताउँछ. कति किलोमिटर हो र सर्टेज डिस्टेन्स, डाइरेक्सन कुन, नर्थ इस्ट या नर्थ साउथ या इस्ट वेस्ट कुन डाइरेक्सन हो त्यो डाइरेक्सन बताउँछ. त्यो भयो भने त्यसलाई के भनिन्छ हामीले? द्याट इज कॉल्ड एज द डिस्प्लेसमेन्ट. आई थिंक यू आर क्लियर अबाउट दिस अल्सो. द्याट इज डिस्टेन्स भनेको स्केलर क्वान्टिटी हो र डिस्प्लेसमेन्ट भनेको भ्याक्टर क्वान्टिटी हो. किन डिस्टेन्स के त हाम्रो स्केलर क्वान्टिटी? बिकज इट ओन्ली सो द म्याग्निट्युड. उसले म्याग्निट्युड मात्र देखाउँछ, डाइरेक्सन देखाउँदैन. भ्याक्टरले के गर्छ? बोथ म्याग्निट्युड र डाइरेक्सन्स दुईटै बताउँछ. सो अब बल्ल हामी के त भन्दा मेन टपिकतिर जाँदैछौँ यो च्याप्टरको. सो नेक्स्ट वान इज द स्पिड. र कहिलेकाहीँ तिमीले हामीले डिराइभ युनिट लेख्दाखेरि भ्यालोसिटीकोमा जहाँसम्म के त भ्यालोसिटी भनेर डिराइभ युनिट मिटर पर सेकेन्ड बनाएको देखिन्छ. बनाइयो हामीले पनि. र किन त यो युनिट त एउटै छ तर के त दुईटा किन छुट्टा छुट्टै लेखिन्छ त भन्दा स्पिड के हो त? स्पिड इज द scalar quantity and is the vector quantity. Speed is the scalar quantity and velocity is the vector quantity. अब आओ speed भनेको के हो त? How you define speed? Can you say that what is speed? Yes? Yes, you have studied in class 8. I think so you can. That is the total distance travel by the body in unit time or distance cover. Distance travel by a body in unit time अथवा रेट अफ डिस्टेन्स कभर पनि भन्न सकिन्छ यसलाई. र यसलाई कसरी हामीले न्युमेरिकल निकाल्छौँ त भन्दा डिस्टेन्स टोटल डिस्टेन्स ट्राभल अपन टोटल टाइम टेकन र यसलाई केले डिनोट गरिन्छ? डी अपन टी. किन? यसमा म्याग्निट्युड मात्र छ भनेपछि व्हाट इज स्पिड? डी अपन टी. डी मिन्स मीटर units and time is second. So speed SI unit is what? Meter per second. SI unit. So what is speed? It is the distance covered by the object in unit time. That is the speed. बुझ्यो? यसमा अब अर्को वर्ड आउँछ यूनिफॉर्म स्पीड. यूनिफॉर्म स्पीड भनेको के हो त फेरि? यूनिफॉर्म लाउने यूनिफॉर्म हैन है. यूनिफॉर्म भनेको लाउने यूनिफॉर्म हैन. यूनिफॉर्म भनेको इक्वल. ओके, इक्वल. सो यूनिफॉर्म मीन्स इक्वल. सो इक्वल स्पीड भनेको कस्तो त भन्दा सपोज यहाँबाट ए पोइन्टबाट बी पोइन्टमा जानुपर्ने छ, ए पोइन्टबाट बी पोइन्टमा जानुपर्ने छ। त्यति बेला के हुन्छ त भन्दा हरेक मिनेटमा, फर एक्जाम्पल हरेक सेकेन्डमा भनौँ, ऊ 3 मिटर पर सेकेन्डको स्पिडमा हिँडिरहेछ। भने स्पिड चेन्ज भयो? भएन। गुड, स्पिड चेन्ज भएन। भनेपछि यो के भयो त? युनिफर्म स्पिड। भन्नुको मतलब के हो त? एउटै रेटमा, एउटै के त मोसनमा कुनै अब्जेक्ट मुभ गर्छ भने त्यसलाई के भनिन्छ? युनिफर्म स्पिड भनिन्छ। तर यो सम्भव छ त? कति ठाउँमा सम्भव छैन। फर एक्जाम्पल व्हेन वी मुभिङ, बीचमा ट्राफिक पर्ला, बीचमा के त मान्छे आउला, कहीँ रिक्सा आउला, कहिले के आउँदा गाडी हिँड्दाखेरि त्यति बेला के हुन्छ त? के हुन सक्छ त भन्दा ए र बी पोइन्टको बिचमा यहाँ 6 मिटर पर सेकेन्डको स्पिडमा हिँड्यो, त्यसपछि फेरि के त यहाँ गएर 3 मिटर पर सेकेन्डको स्पिडमा हिँड्यो केही समय, फेरि के त 6 मिटर पर सेकेन्डको स्पिडमा हिँड्यो है। भनौँ अब एउटा फर्स्ट सेकेन्ड, सेकेन्ड सेकेन्ड एन्ड थर्ड सेकेन्ड। अब यो युनिफर्म स्पिड भन्न मिल्छ? मिल्दैन। किन मिल्दैन भन्दा यो 6 मिटर पर सेकेन्डको स्पिडले हिँडेछ, यहाँ 3, यहाँ भनेपछि नन युनिफर्म भयो, अनइक्वल भयो। र यस्तो बेलामा हामीले कसरी निकालिन्छ त भन्दा यति बेला हामीले के निकाल्छौँ त भन्दा यति बेला हामीले एभरेज स्पिड। अब एभरेज स्पिड कसरी निकाल्ने त? जस्तो कम्पनीले दिएको हुन्छ नि गाडीमा कि 80 किलोमिटर पर लिटर भनेर, हिँड्छ त? हिँड्दैन। ओके, एभरेज स्पिड कसरी निकालिन्छ त भन्दा टोटल डिस्टेन्स T1, मानौ यसलाई के त डिस्टेन्स D1, D2 र D3 छ भने यसलाई S1, S2 र S3 छ भने अब के गर्छौँ त हामीले यसलाई एभरेज स्पिड निकाल्नलाई D1 प्लस D2 प्लस D3 अपन 1 सेकेन्ड प्लस फेरि 2, यहाँ 2 देखेर 2 सेकेन्ड होइन, 1 सेकेन्ड प्लस 1 सेकेन्ड। द्याट मिन्स वाट? 6, 3, 9, 9, 6, how much? 15 upon 1, 2, 3 second. Means how much? The average speed is 5 meter per second is the average speeds of the vehicle. So, I think till here you are clear about the means concept of the युनिफर्म स्पिड्स एन्ड एभरेज स्पिड। दुईटै एउटै रहेछ त? छैन। युनिफर्म भनेको बराबर भयो, यसमा के हुने भयो? यसमा जति जे गरे 3 मिटर पर सेकेन्ड हुने भयो हैन। सबैलाई जोडेर फेरि हरेक मिनट टुटाउँदै जाने हो भने अथवा डिभाइड गर्दै जाने हो भने के आउँछ भन्दा सेम आउँछ। भने यहाँ के हुने भयो? यहाँ फरक हुने भयो। भनेको एभरेज स्पिड र युनिफर्म स्पिड मे बी सेम, मे बी डिफर, यो एउटै कुरा होइन। नन युनिफर्म हुँदाखेरि हामीले एभरेज स्पिड निकालिन्छ। यहाँसम्म हामीले के त बुझ्यौँ। अब आउ नेक्स्ट वान इज द भेलोसिटी। सो वाट इज भेलोसिटी देन? What is velocity? Velocity is denoted by v. So, what is velocity? It is the rate of change of displacement. Displacement upon time taken. Your vector quantity ke scalar quantity, that is good. That is the vector quantity. So, we write S upon T. यसलाई डिनोट गर्छ। यसको SI युनिट के हो? यस डिस्प्लेसमेन्ट डिस्टेन्स के हुने भयो? मिटर हुने भयो। टाइम के हुने भयो? सेकेन्ड हुने भयो। मिटर पर सेकेन्ड। सो दिस इज भेलोसिटी। अब युनिफर्म भेलोसिटी भन्यो भने के त सेम हो, स्पिड जस्तै। युनिफर्म भेलोसिटी भनेको बराबर के त भेलोसिटी जानु हो। नन युनिफर्म भेलोसिटी भन्यो भने अहिले भर्खर हामीले जसलाई एभरेज भेलोसिटी भनिन्छ थोरै न्युमेरिकलको पोर्सन छ वी विल कभर द्याट वान सो फर टुडे दिस मच ओन्ली for our students. I request you to see your book properly, and if you have any questions you should comment on the video that has been uploaded by the Bhairava television, Bhairava Facebook, or you can search the Bhairava YouTube television YouTube, you can find over there, or you can get the informations over there and you can do the tasks what you needed. So thank you to all of you for your means watching this video, and hope you will be present tomorrow again, and tomorrow we will start with inertia topic. Okay, so thank you to all of you.